As we know, the coronavirus pandemic is something that has affected everyone worldwide, especially here in the United States. As of yesterday, April 2nd, the Centers for Disease Control, or known as the CDC, found that there was a total of over 213,000 cases and the total death count at a little over 4,500 coronavirus or COVID cases in the United States alone. We know that this has changed the way we do everything as a whole, beginning with school to jobs and everything else. The World Health Organization, or WHO, defines the coronavirus to be a mild to moderate respiratory illness that can be recovered from with little to no treatment. Both the CDC and WHO suggest that as a society, we should wash our hands or use hand sanitizer to protect ourselves as well as others from this terrible disease. The coronavirus is something that has hit the world, especially the United States, like a brick wall. No one was expecting it. By doing this, it changed the way that we are able to do things and the way we are going to do things moving forward. You will be able to understand the reason why we need to stay clean, the reason why we need to protect ourselves as well as others, and what is going to happen going forward. First is, how do we protect ourselves as well as others from the disease? Well, everything around us has changed, and one, we need to stay clean for no matter where you're at. Since the coronavirus has struck America, it has changed the way people do stuff. When people first heard about it, they were going out buying all the cleaning supplies and everything else that they thought they needed, but they don't necessarily need. This is not allowed for people who really need it, such as our older people or people with medical issues, to be able to go and get out the things that they need and just to get by with, because people have stocked up on it and just hoarded it, technically. Next, how to be proactive as a society and protect people from our public, just in general. First of all, according to the CDC, we need to wash our hands a minimum of 20 seconds with soap and water, especially after you've been to a public place, blown your nose, sneezed, or coughed. And this avoids more exposure to our society, no matter if you have it or not. Next, why is it important to stay clean so you do not become sick or the people around you? According to WHO, the people that are most susceptible are the people that are older and the people that have underlying medical issues. These underlying medical issues include diabetes, chronic respiratory disease, cardiovascular disease, and cancer. That's because their immune system is not as high as others, such as younger people or people in our age group, because we're the most active, per se. Also, it suggests that we protect ourselves as well as others from the infection. We need to wear masks, and when you sneeze, just cover your mouth. It protects not only yourself, but it protects others. Next, what do you do if you have symptoms? How do we do that? You can stay clean. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. When you've been around someone that has it, that's mainly how you get it, is airborne. You experience symptoms. And those symptoms can come from 2 days after you're exposed, or even 14 days or 2 weeks, which is a very wide spectrum. And according to the CDC, the first symptoms you experience are a fever, a cough, and shortness of breath, which we've heard, right? And being cold season, that is very likely to happen. That's why it's kind of hard to tell. But you need to, if you do have these issues, you need to experience medical help, especially, according to the CDC, especially if you have trouble breathing, persistent pain or pressure in your chest, you're not arousing up as easily, you're fatigued, and you're experiencing a blue face-ish. Also, if you're to get these symptoms, what do you need to do? What can we do? First of all, you need to contact your healthcare provider. They will show you the best sites to get tested at, or anything else, such as going to a drive-through testing site, which are becoming more prevalent, and we're seeing a lot more of, especially in large cities. Once you do this, you should self-quarantine yourself because you don't get the results immediately. As we know, you need to stay away from your household, and they should probably get tested, but following this, you should follow the guidelines that is suggested from your healthcare provider. Next, we've experienced this. What do we do going forward? What are people doing to help us? Well, they're making vaccines. These vaccines are coming from these healthcare organizations such as the CDC, WHO, and NIH, or the National Healthcare Institutes. These people are coming up with plans, and right now they're in the phase 1 of the vaccine because it happened so sporadically and just happened all of a sudden. This means that they are testing the vaccine, not testing it in large amounts, just in small amounts, and seeing the immune response of the participants and how it's going to react to different types of people, if you are the most susceptible or you are in our age group or a little bit older. Overall, we should stay safe by being aware of the symptoms, and if you experience any symptoms, go see a healthcare provider, as I said. You should contact your healthcare provider if you do experience these symptoms. Follow the guidelines that have been suggested by the CDC, WHO, and NIH, and see what they can help you with, and trust that their vaccine is going to help us. While it is very prevalent in today's society, the United States is doing things and as the government, and we need to do stuff as a people to protect us against this happening again in such a large amount. Yes, it will happen, but we need to do it now to protect it from later on societies. And to do this, we need to get back to normality, because we want that. We don't want to be able to stay at home all the time. We want to be able to get out and do stuff in the very near future.